Sup, dog? I've been playing the game, The Finals. It's Embark's first game before they popped off with Arc Raiders, and I fell in love with it day one. It's a free to play game. You can download it now. It's basically 3v3, v3, v3, and then you go to different rounds. And on the final round, it's 3v3. It's basically like Quidditch, where you have all these stupid rules that don't matter, but the little snitch is the one that matters. And the game snitch is this money box. You grab the money box, you throw in the ATM, you defend the ATM, and then once you get the money, you get the money, right? The game's really fun. It's highly addictive. There's a lot of strategy. It looks very easy to just pick up and play, is basically what the game should be. But to master it, there's very fine details where you're like, man, I got to learn this stuff. And that's kind of fun. One of the content creators of the finals that I watch from time to time is Calm Zen Combo. Calm Zen Combo. He's got some interesting content. Sometimes one of them that I found was very successful is there's a video he made just about the sniper, and basically the sniper in the game, it gets you like almost to death, but it's like a pixel. You just need one little pixel of health to knock it off. And he was like, bring nades. If you throw a nade beforehand and then get a shot and the nade explodes, boom. Or you get a shot, and if they hide it in the corner, you just throw a pyro nade. It's an instant detonation, and then you get a kill that way. And I gotta tell you, it improved my gameplay as a sniper tenfold. So props to him. He kind of knows what he's talking about. But there's one video that I'm just like, do not fall for this pitfall, Mr. Calm Zen Combo. I'm not calm about this shit. It's basically this little tagline: is tech toxic? No, it's not. Tech is strategy, dog. And I'm going to talk about a little bit and critique your video from things that I'm like, ugh. So Calm Zen Combo, he actually puts effort. I know a lot of other the finals content creators. Some of them don't put effort, which there's things that are restrictions like lack of money, time, or support. But this guy, he puts in the work, man. I see him regularly making content and being on live, and I popped in a couple of times on his live. One time I popped in on his live, and he was having internet issues, and that kind of sucked. But relatively, he's like an easy open guy. The door is open. You go to the stream, you say, "What's up, dog?" And Mr. Calm Combo, he's just like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" So he's got a nice vibe to him. All right. Oh fuck, you know what? I don't know if Jet Set Radio music is copyrighted, so I have to like mute his beginning. He's got Jet Set Radio music in the intro, and he's got this animated theme of him running, picking up some gun, and hopefully he's not going to do anything illegal. But that's the fun of it, right? Is this guy crazy or not? Anyways, he's got to press start. This is a lot of effort for an intro, and it's very long. Like, Jesus Christ, that was like 20 seconds. That is almost as long as like Angry Video Game. He's going to take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. It's like, you don't need that much of an intro, but his intro is like long. That means he took work. He's proud of that intro, so he's going to post that shit on every fucking video. I don't have an intro. My intro is like, sup, dog. It's very easy, to the point, and let's get right into the slop, right? So anyways, let's unmute and then listen to the video.
I want to begin this rant by posing you all a question. I feel like you know the drill by now. I usually like to do this. If you could please give it some thought, then go down in the comments section and kind of give me your opinions on it.
I'll do you one better. I'll make a video on it right now.
The exploits, the tech.
Whoa. What? That one officer, he said the T word. Dog, you're not going to get arrested for saying the T word, tech. Well, is tech that divisive? Tech has been used for years. This is not an issue. This is a non-issue, but let's hear the man out.
Heated debate, although I think the majority is going to be kind of on my side here. There are a lot of people who believe tech to be very unhealthy for games and something that should not be viewed as a genuine strategy, but
those people are losers. I hate to say it, dog. Those people need to be institutionalized. This is the first I've heard that tech is toxic. In my head, tech is like what? Strategy? It's like a way of doing something to make. I don't know. Let's see about his definition. Let's let him cook. Let's let him cook. Let's hear all the points. Let's hear all the points before we start talking.
And most importantly, is it healthy for the future of a game? And how can game studios such as Embark work collaboratively with players so we're not destroying emergent gameplay and encouraging players to experiment in a sandbox. So
that's a lot of jargon. I know what he's trying to say is let's have the community work with the developers. Call me old school, but if someone's going to make a game, they want the game to be played in a certain way. And if there's tech that changes the game for the betterment of the game, most developers are like, cool. I'm glad the game's even more fun. Some people are like, oh no, that's not the game I want to be played. And so they remove it or they patch it out. So it's kind of like that's a mixed bag, but I usually give the ownership to the dev of the game. Because think about this. Think about the grandmaster of all games. I'm not talking about Super Mario Brothers. I'm not talking about Dota. I'm not talking about any of those games. Just plain old boring fucking chess, right? You got white and black, king, queen, pawns, whatever. If the developer of the game chess is like, dog, I want you to play with these pieces, boom, go. And you start playing, beautiful. But if there's like some tech where you're like, yo, what happens if we take a board and another board? We have double the boards. And then you're like, okay, we have double the boards. So you play double the pieces. And if the original guy of chess is like, nah, Doug, that's not my game, dude, then, you got to offer respect to the guy who actually made the original game. However, if the guy's like, dude, maybe we could do 3 boards and maybe 5 boards, you can do all these fucking boards. And then everyone's like, oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Whatever, if the dev is cool with it, awesome. And if the dev's not cool with it and it hurts the detriment of the game, then I lean towards to the dev side. Now, there's also some times where like a game sucks that bad and the dev is so delusional that he doesn't know what gold mine he's thinking of, that it's like sometimes you have to just go to the tech itself. One thing is Super Smash Brothers, right? Wave dashing. Wave dashing took a boring ass game into a godlike game because now everyone's moving so fast. You made that game perfect for crack. And then the developers were like, oh, we don't want our game to be like crack. So let's put a trip mechanic on the sequel. And that was Super Smash Bros. Brawl. People still try to wave dash, but then they trip, which hurt it hurt the gameplay because you are getting penalized for moving in a fighting game, which is super dumb. So then they went back to the drawing board and they're like, okay, what about a brand new game? And this time, no tripping. You won't do that crazy wave dash, but we'll give you a little something. And you know what? That game's perfect. And they made $1 million and everybody was happy because they brought everybody in. They brought Mario, they brought Sonic, they brought all the goddamn characters. That's an example of having tech in a game that made the game legendary, the dev hating it, putting it back, but then later accepting that, you know what? Let's just make the players have more fun. And then it worked out eventually near the end.
what the hell even is tech? What does that mean, right? Because I feel like at this point, a lot of people, don't really know what the word means. It's short for technique, but that doesn't
True. I'm glad he knew the original OG definition.
What I put down is unintended gameplay mechanics that positively impact gameplay and player expression.
Whoa, unintended gameplay mechanics that positively impact player gameplay and expression. You know what? You son of a gun, that is pretty agreeable. If you really want to make your own definition, even though it's technique, I can get behind that.
Now, inversely, a glitch would be unintended gameplay mechanics that negatively impact gameplay, not necessarily player expression, but it.
See, that's the thing. You think glitch is like the evil. It's unintended gameplay mechanics that negatively impact player gameplay. But it's not black or white. What is a glitch that is unintended but is positive, right? If you think of an example that's positive, this just defeats your definition. So I know you're trying to like dumb it down for the general audience that plays the finals. And you got to remember, the audience are people with some IQ, right? Like me, but also retarded, like me. So like your users, your medium players with defibs who want to res you, but they don't do the OBJ, your light players that just shift W to death because they have no life, your heavy fat fucks who just stay there, soak up all the bullets, and they don't even shoot the RPG. I mean, I know you're dumbing it down for those people, but I think you're overstepping the definitions.
Genuinely making the game better is going to be rocket jumping from Team Fortress 2. For those who don't know, the soldier in that game has a rocket launcher.
That's an interesting,
very early on, players
example.
discovered that would be frag boosting from, Titanfall and even Apex Legends.
I get it. I'm just an old fucking boomer, dog. And you're just talking about Titanfall 2. I don't know what's old anymore. Titanfall 2 is old? I guess so. I don't think it's new. Dog, tell me your age without telling me your age. I feel fucking old. Okay.
So nukes, when the finals first came out, was a very simple concept. Slap
a this is the first time hearing about nukes. So let's hear it.
C4, slap a mine on a barrel, and chuck it at the nearest enemy team.
I now know what nukes is. Yes, I've seen this happen. Yes. Okay, I'm on the same page.
Now, if we go back and we listen to developer interviews, this was actually intended by Embark. However, in execution, a light throwing a barrel and one-shotting an entire team isn't the most healthy thing for the game. And there's been multitudes of...
I don't know why people get upset by it, because if they're seeing that lights are using this tech a lot with their air dashing and throwability or whatever, I wasn't there for this, this event, but I do know this strategy exists. Couldn't you do it for like mediums and heavies too? Because in my head, I'm thinking you just grab it and you throw it and it explodes. So that means it's not class-based. Everybody can use it. Not only that, they say that you have this one explosive like barrel, and you throw it with all the C4s and just takes it a whole team. Maybe not stick together. Call me old, call me whatever you want, but usually in the shooting game, let's just think about like Tarkov, Grandmaster Daddy Tarkov, or any mil sim, or just like in real life, right? Like, our militaries and all around the world. If you have your shots on something and you can't shoot at it because they're behind cover, like let's just say in the finals they're behind a wall, you want to like throw a nade so he could blast behind the wall. If that is a strategy, why would you stick together knowing that the enemy team might have a grenade to throw at you? For me, everyone says, "Oh, stick together, player power." And I'm like, that kind of works if the other team doesn't have a counter to it. But in a game where you have explosives, in other shooting games, like any milsim game, they will one-shot you. And you should not stick together in that aspect. But even if it's, let's just say Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is not a milsim game. I don't want to stick together with a team of 3 because there's trigger nades. If 2 people throw 2 trigger nades and you explode them, you're done. Even one person could throw 1 trigger nade, explode, and throw another trigger nade and explode. You don't have enough reaction time if you got caught with your pants down. I've got so many triple kills, and then when my teammates are like, "Oh, stick together. I don't know why you go off, we die, and you're over there living." And it's like, yeah, because I know how to live. I know how to live, dog. And so I'm like, okay, friends, I'll go stick together. I'm like, are we nice and cuddly and warm in the corner? And they're like, yeah, we feel powerful. And then boom, we're dead. All right. So in my head, when people are like, oh, stick together, there's explosives. Okay. So the fact that people are complaining that they have this like big exploding nuke thing, in my head, I'm like, don't stick together, because if you're using all your resources for one barrel, like everyone puts their C4 on it and they shoot it, they're basically spending all their resources to get one person, while the other team, your team, still has two dudes with their equipment. It seems like that's a nice balance. I don't like to stick together in shooting games if I don't have to. There's times when you do stick together for that player power to shoot.
Trending in a direction that they want everything to be milquetoast and plain and devoid of player creativity and ingenuity.
That statement I could get behind, dog. They want everything to be milquetoast. I don't like when games will be milquetoast. I want you to double down, dog. Everyone's saying like, oh, all games are fake and gay, dog. All games are fake and gay. Double down on the fake and gay. Make that shit the most fakest and gayest shit possible. I could tell you, people will have a lot more respect because you doubled down and you made it awesome. You know what game that's super fake and gay? Well, not even games, just a franchise, JoJo's. JoJo's is hella over the top, dude. You got a bunch of beefcakes and they're doing weird poses and they're wearing the most fashion. And it's like, dog, like in my head, that's like hella fucking gay. But guess what? It fucking works, dude. JoJo's is super popular. Why? Because it's fucking awesome. You make things look sexy and badass, money will come in. So the finals, I could agree with Combo Bro here, call Combo. I'll be the mad Combo. But yeah, milk toast, I hate milk toast shit. So I agree with him.
That contradict.
I had to cut because I stuttered. Yeah, I cut some things too because, it sounds weird what I do. And sometimes you just stutter it, dude. Act like Porky Pig. Just make it fun.
This philosophy, I can't speak, of Embark wanting to fix their game. I like choked on my spit right there. That was disgusting. So,
dude, I do that shit all the time. I go, ooh. Shit, I was trying to do a funny example. That almost got me right there, dog. All right, move forward.
Just me trying to open a line of communication between us, the community, to Embark, and find a way to define what a tech is, make a list of the ones that we're okay with, and at a minimum, just talk to people and be consistent on the...
No. Hard no, dude. You don't need to make a Google Doc and say what's good, what's bad. It's just, it gets really messy because it's like, we're not the ones making the game. We're the players, okay? We're not the devs, we're the players. Now, there's some dual wielding, right? You have some people that play the game and are devs, and they'll be like, oh, maybe I can help program and stuff. And we call those nerds, okay? But that's fine. That's fine if you're a nerd and you want to do that stuff. If you're a nerd combo, then by all means, have a Google Doc and then email them your spreadsheet and your resume, and they'll hire you, and then you can make Spear better again. But it's the game is, if the game is out and is presented, we play it. No matter what the devs do, even if the dev listens to you and say, yeah, you know what? Let's make the Spear better. Let's make this better. Make this better. I'm just going to pick the best thing next for me. And that's why I don't like when people try to like balance things. It's like, oh, this is so broken. This is top tier. Oh, this is so good. Everybody uses this. We need to have 90% of users play this one weapon. We need the other weapons to have, their identity. And it's like, no, because even if you have like a top tier thing and you nerf it, the next best thing will be top tier. So in order to kill this mindset, make everything top tier. That's how you beat it. And it sounds crazy, but it works. If one thing's like nerfed, and then another thing will be the top dog, right? Make the things that are godlike good. Have the things that suck buff. Then you can make the gap a little more close. I think the finals does that with their weapons for the most part. So it's like if you're gonna play chess and you have a pawn and you actually get to the end of the board, you're going to get another queen. Who the hell is going to get a rook, a knight, a castle? You're 10 out of 10 probably going to get a queen. Very rarely you'll get a different piece if it helps you get to checkmate quicker. But I want to say the majority of chess users, when they have a pawn and they're brand new and they're like, ooh, I get to go and level up and get a really good piece. Oh, I can get my queen back? Oh, I'm going to get a queen.
Things we want to fix. Maybe this video wasn't the most coherent. I just had some kind of, thoughts swirling in my head. I was working out today and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video of me saying the hard T word, tech that is.
Okay, first of all, respect that you're making a video. Second of all, yes, it was incoherent, but I was following along. I agreed with a couple of things you said. Third, the T word tech is not the N word, okay? Don't give me this dog.
Multiple times and see how long?
Don't give me that dog. That is not a dog moment, dog, all right? I know dogs, and that ain't a dog moment.
Embark, let's have a conversation. What is tech? What is a glitch? How can we fix it? Thank you all.
First of all, I saw this comment. Gooby Woobly, I went 0-3 with swords. Screw my chud life. Dog. Combo got like 18 kills for this whole video, dude. He was like putting the team on his back. That's the end of his video. I'm gonna show you two things, Mr. Calm Zen Combo. That's really kind of hard to pronounce your name, but there's two things that I'm gonna give you a lesson, okay? And it's very true. It's gonna be so true. You're gonna wrestle with it. You're gonna be like, this This dude on the internet making a video about me, this low scrub dude, this low number count, subscriber count, like chud looking dude. Why would I listen to him? But you're going to be thinking about this because it's true. It's hard to accept it. But the first step of getting good is the truth. Now, Emperor Lemon, you can search him Emperor Lemon or Emp Lemon. But this guy's an old school guy and he makes some really long form videos. That is incredible. I've watched them all. Like NASCAR's Most Chaotic Drivers, 1.2 million views 1 month ago. It just pops off. It's an hour and 30 minutes long. It's like watching a movie. I like his series. Never will there ever be an episode like, Homer's Enemy, because that's where the show drastically changed. And there will never be another driver like Dale Earnhardt. Dog. I dropped everything to watch this video and it's good. And I'm like, dude, I knew Dale Earnhardt was godlike. I forgot how goddamn good he was godlike. And this was a good video. And it's fun because not a lot of people know about NASCAR back in the old days. 5.8 million views watched this video. And it's incredible. One thing that he does that I love is this video, The Art of the Choke. Now, we're not going to watch the whole like 51 minutes and 22 seconds of this. It's really good video though. I recommend everybody to watch this video. Every choke at a high stakes game, every choke, and he has a pyramid of like the chokes that just happen. They're kind of funny to like the career ending chokes. So this is Emp Lemon's intro to The Art of the Choke, and it's perfect.
I get asked all the time why I watch sports. And to tell you the truth, the thrill of competition comes down to two very simple things: the euphoria of victory and the agony of defeat.
Perfect. Simple.
A wise man once said,
"You play to win the game."
A quote.
You play to win the game. That's it. You play to win the game. Words so simple that people forget. People might say, oh, I played to have fun, or I played for the experience, or whatever. The game has winners and losers. At the end of the day, the cold-hearted defeat versus the agonizing trials and tribulations to obtain a victory is that you play to win the game. Now, that quote, without any context, you probably might get rage. You probably be like, oh, this guy, this old boomer, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about, dog. Because if you don't know anything about football, I'm not a football guy, but I know this guy, dude. He's Mr. Herm Edwards.
A quotation so blunt that many may find it humorous. But if you look past the literal denotation of the statement, it serves more to punctuate the harsh reality of what it truly means to compete.
And this is the example.
On November 19th, 1978, the New York Giants are leading the Philadelphia Eagles 17-12 with just 30 seconds to play.
Fourth quarter, by the way.
The Giants have the ball, and the Eagles have no timeouts. Theoretically, losing from this position should be impossible, but for some godforsaken reason, the Giants are going to find a way to do so. Funnily enough, their demise would come almost entirely from the NFL's weird problem with kneeling, and not the kind you're probably thinking of. In the modern-day game, it is customary for teams to close out their final possession in victory formation, where the quarterback simply touches his knee to the ground and runs out the rest of the clock. But back in the day, many people in the league took issue to intentionally downing the ball.
Yeah, because they thought it was unsportsmanlike. They're like, why do that? Let's just, why use the tech of just kneeling to run down the clock to win? Why even use that? That, tech is toxic. But this is what happens.
Going so far as to call it unsportsmanlike. Because of this, the foolproof strategy was sometimes disregarded in favor of a more conventional play. All quarterback Joe Pisarcik had to do was drop to the ground and the Giants were home free. However, offensive coordinator Bob Gibson insisted on running a handoff. When the play call came in, the Giants players were in disbelief, with running back Larry Zonka outright refusing to take the ball. But after Gibson threatened to cut Pisarcik if he disobeyed the order,
Drama.
the play went on as planned. And well, There's a reason why every team today just takes a knee.
Wait a minute. Here's a free foot. I don't believe it. The Eagles pick it up and Herman Edwards runs it in for a touchdown.
You hear that name?
The Eagles
Edwards?
scored the game-winning touchdown from a fumble that shouldn't even have been a possibility. Giants fans were so irate that many ended up throwing the next game's tickets into a bonfire. Bob Gibson was axed the next morning and was never hired to coach at any level of football ever again.
Because why would you? It's like going to a boxing ring, right? And you're seeing like maybe the hook, someone's really good at, hooking the guy. And then his coach is like, don't do the hook. It's not sportsmanlike. You should box like the 1800s. And the guy's like, okay. But then he loses. No, people want to see the winner. Take all. Give him that hook. Give him an uppercut. Do the Dempsey roll. Do something, dog. But don't limit yourself to obtain greatness.
Perhaps the most fitting thing of all was the player who scored that touchdown. Most of you watching may not recognize him, but if you've been following along,
Legend.
this is someone we've already met long.
In the beginning of the video, you play to win the game. So back to your video, combo. If tech is really that bad of a word among the finals community, the finals community just needs to grow up, dude. Because from chess to sports to other video games, fighting games, racing games, shooting games, it's all the same. It's still a game. There's a winner and there's a loser. And unfortunately, you play to win the game. It's cold. It's a hard truth. But once you know that hard truth, you could just paint canvases of beautiful art of winning. You said your video was all over the place. My video is going to be all over the place because, it's whatever. But I give you respect, dog, because you got 17K subscribers. And you're killing it, dude. You have a lot of production value. You have this intro. You have this nice like radio voice. So props to you, man. But I think this video is not your best. It's not your best, and that's coming from a fan that just met you about like 4 weeks ago watching your content. Don't be surrounded by other people complaining because they're just going to complain all day, dude. They're going to say tech is broken, this is broken, blah 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 blah. I will agree that I don't like games trying to be milquetoast. But at the same time, whatever the game does, I'm going to vote with my wallet and time. If the game is exciting and they add more fun and exciting things, I'm going to be playing it until the day I die, dog. Arc Raiders was amazing because it was new, as cool as everything, but they didn't add anything fun. They made nerfs and they added like quality of life for your inventory. I don't play Arc Raiders anymore. I've been playing the finals because the finals is fun. So they lost me as an Arc Raider player, but they kind of gave me as, the finals because it's the same company. But if another company that's not Embark comes around and says, dog, we're going to make some really fun changes to this new game, and we're going to add, big titty bitches, and you could be a big titty Tom girl, you be a big titty goth girl, you just be a big titty girl with guns. I'm going to be like, dog, that sounds fun. I can be surrounded by tits and guns. Hell yeah, sign me up. And then they lose me, dog. What I'm trying to say is that devs make the game and its intended purposes. Players play the game and they're just going to play however they want. And if they play to win the game and they find cool ways to try to win the game when it comes to tech, by all means, let them play because that's the beauty of, a player. Seeing things that the creator doesn't understand. At the last point, when you hear other people who are not taking games as seriously as games, now you don't want to take games too seriously, but again, you play to win the game. So if you want to play to win the game, everything should be about trying to win or be better at winning. When I play the finals, there's plenty of times where I lose and I'm like, man, that sucks. But I'm always asking, what can I do to be better at the game? Should I be in a different position? Should I use a different loadout to counter that loadout? What should I do to be better? That's what people should have in their mind. They shouldn't be like, oh, you got better at the game with that tech? That should be nerfed. No, don't bring me down to you with your loser shit. I'm the winner. I want you to be a winner because that makes competition, and competition is beauty in the world. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on the matter. I like this content creator for the finals. He gave me some tips for the sniper and You know, that worked out. That tech worked out, dog, of using the nade and the sniper to get the one-hit kill. Good tech, dude. But anyways, it's kind of weird from me seeing the content creator that says, dog, check out this tech. And I take the tech and then he makes a video like, is tech toxic? No, it's not toxic, dog. So I just had to make a video for this because I'm just like, dude, like, what are you smoking? Mr. Calm Zen, whatever your name is, Calm Zen Calm, whatever. Take a chill pill, play a little more finals, drink some coffee, drink a beer, whatever, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.